Hello and welcome back to the Dash-Board shop. I'm here today to make the official introduction of the production version of the Outrigger. This is a mock-up of what the production version will be. It doesn't actually have production parts, but it's pretty close. So I just want to detail how this functions and how we set it up on the dashboard. So it folds up closed into a tight space, and then to open it, we'll just loosen these knobs, bring this down, tighten the knobs. Those go against hard stops. This is set at 90 degrees, and now it's ready to install. We do have adjustable feet on both sides, and they are arranged so that it accommodates both an upslope and a downslope on the surface where you might be locating your bench. Also, the Outrigger is compatible with the dashboard, the Festool table, and a table you might have made yourself with T-tracks or T-slot material within a certain height range, and we will detail that in the listing. Or you can email me directly. So now let's move on to setting it up. Okay, so now we have the frame open and locked. We're just going to use these T-nuts in the lower track of the dashboard, and they just slide in like all of our other products. Very simple. Slide this along wherever you need it on the length of the table, and then tighten the knobs. Now let's zoom in here and take a look at some of the features we have on the mounting plate. We have 3 mounting holes for 3 kinds of tables. So you would just switch out the mounting hardware depending on the type of table you're using. And then these vertical elements allow you some adjustment both above and below a surface so that you can accommodate, again, slight variations from table to table, as well as whatever your environmental conditions are where you're setting this up. All right, so now we have 2 Outriggers installed on the dashboard, along with couple of track stars for good measure, because who doesn't like a nice track star? And I've got a piece of plywood on here set up so that I'm going to make a long rip with my rail ready to go. So another item that will be available as an accessory with the Outriggers is the ripstop, which we have also shown in the other videos. And this will be available in a somewhat larger size than what you see here, but simply installs on the Outrigger, and you can tighten that down wherever you wish. We are going to be able to set this up to make cuts anywhere from 1 inch to 12 inches wide. Sorry, I don't have a metric equivalent of those numbers right now in my head. But another item that's going to come as part of this system is something called the rip gauge. This is, again, its pre-production version. But the idea here is it has a little tab right here that represents the blade kerf, because we're setting up to make cuts on the outside of the rail rather than on the inside. So of course we have accommodations with the dashboard system to cut on either side, but you may want to do narrower pieces outside of the rail. So that's what this is all about. And so the rip gauge simply is a sliding stop that you can set to the actual dimension you want in your finished piece, because this tab takes up the dimension of the blade. And so all you need to do is set it to whatever your number is. Use your tape, use a combination square, whatever you like. Put it on your rail, set it right up against the cut strip, and then just run the ripstop up against it. I'm going to do the same thing down here. So now I've got 2 stops that are set exactly the same distance from the saw. So I know that I'm going to get an accurate piece, easily repeatable. Okay, so we're all set to go. Let's pull the material up against the stops. So there's my registration. And all you do is make your cut. Pull it off. Move it over and make the next cut, and you're in business. And we will have separate listings for the Outrigger, the ripstop, and the rip gauge coming soon. Thanks for watching.